on Sunday night when we talked to him, described the mood of the coaching staff and himself and the players as angry. Would you go along with that word, describing the mood, or is there something that comes to mind about how you felt, and how are you guys progressing from that at this point?
Yeah, I think I'd agree with that as well. I mean, we were just very disappointed in the way we played, especially offensively. I mean, it was just so much of a letdown from the previous weeks, and it just shouldn't have been something that we allowed to happen. And unfortunately, it did. And at the same time, I think it's a good learning experience for us that we can't ever get, even a little bit complacent, even a little bit comfortable, and we just need to always be getting better and always just try to do as best we can every day and always get better.
Is that what it seemed like, that the guys were comfortable in practice and kind of maybe riding high after putting up 60 and 59 points in back-to-back games?
I don't know if that's necessarily the case. I mean, there might have been a little bit of that, but I mean, we're a hard working group on offense, and I think it might have just been more we might have thought it was going to come and it just never did. We were just almost expecting, okay, when's the big play going to come? When's Lasco going to go for 80? When's Bryce going to break one? And it just never really came. And I just don't think we can rely on that anymore. We need to, be able to do what we can do every week and not rely on a big play.
Were there, given that you guys don't think you played well, were there things specifically they did on defense schematically that you hadn't seen or didn't expect, or just caused you trouble?
Not necessarily. I mean, that we knew what they were going to do for the most part coming out into the game. They did a lot of what they did on film, and they did a good job of it. I mean, they weren't going to give up a play over the top. Clearly, with what they were doing with their safeties and their corners, they were playing soft, and they're just having us beat them underneath. And I think the deficit we got into early just kind of played right into their hand with what they were doing defensively. We couldn't get that big play that we may have needed at that point.
Did it also sort of discourage you guys from running the ball as much as you had?
Yeah, I don't think so. I think we could have ran the ball on them fine. It was, what Daniel run for 80 yards or something like that. I think he did a good job, but it was just a multitude of things I think that led to us only scoring one touchdown. I mean, obviously we had a good drive there at the beginning, and I didn't finish it off. I tried to make a play and just didn't get it over, and subsequently they went 100 the other way. And stuff like that just dug us into a hole that we weren't able to get out of.
I wasn't trying to suggest that you didn't run the ball well, but that maybe you gave up on it as an offense.
I don't know. I don't think that was the case at all. I think we ran the ball through the third quarter and fourth quarter, and I think the way the game was going, we had to pass it, and by what we were down by, it kind of forced us to pass it, and like I said, kind of played into their hand exactly what they were doing on defense.
What was kind of the chatter amongst you guys coming back on Sunday or Saturday night? I don't know, in terms of that anger, or do you just come back and thank UCLA?
Yeah, we talked about it Saturday as well as Sunday as a team and as an offense, and we're not happy at all with what happened, and there was a lot of, like you said, anger and just disappointment. We know that we can never allow that to happen again. We talked about never allowing that to happen again. If the defense plays like that, we should win a lot of games. They played so well, and this time the offense just didn't get it done, and we know that as an offense. We talked about it, and everyone knows it, and we're looking forward to getting better this week and not letting that happen again.
What do you remember about UCLA's defense, and what do you see in what they're doing this year?
Yeah, I think they're another good defense that we're gonna face in the Pac-12 almost every week here, and they've got really good athletes. I think on that side of the ball. You watch them throughout the season; they make plays, a lot of plays defensively. They have a lot of defensive touchdowns, and fast, athletic at almost every level. They're big up front, and they're going to be a good challenge for us again this week.